It's coming up on my anniversary of 2 years since I had a stalker. So, one of the last times I actually ever talked to my stalker was when I randomly had gotten a phone number texted, a phone number texted me one day. And mind you, at this point in time, it's been months since I talked to the guy. And tell me why the text message was like telling me I was a whore, I was an awful person, I'm some ghetto hood rat trash bitch. And then I asked the phone number, I was like, who is this? And they're like, it's blah blah blah's friend. I'm here to defend him. I told that bitch, I was like, bro, if you are so in love with him, why don't you go suck his own dick? And I was like, first of all, you don't even know what the fuck is going on. Did he tell you he's stalking me? And then I actually blocked the number. I didn't say too much. I blocked the number, and then I all of a sudden got a phone call, and it was ringing and ringing and ringing. And then I finally answered, and I thought it was like one of my friends, but no. So obviously it wasn't one of my friends. It was this damn stalker. And he answered, and I answered the phone. And I was like, hello. And before I could get my little hello off, he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I can't believe she would do that. Oh, please forgive me. Say you forgive me. Say you forgive me right now. I'm sorry. And I'm like, being dumb. I'm like, who is this? Bro, no, I was like, bro, what are you talking about? He's like, my friend texted you that mean paragraph. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm like, bro, what the fuck you and your chicken strips. And his motherfucking chicken strips. So, he was just profusely apologizing for his friend's actions. But I was like, first of all, how in the hell did this bitch even get my number? You obviously sent her to attack me for no fucking reason. And I was like, just because I said I don't like you, you're acting like this, like a goon. So, yeah, he then sent me flowers to my house after that as an apology. God got lucky. I should have told the most craziest story about my stalker. Now, to give some context, I did know the guy, but then he slowly became a stalker as I rejected him and his love. So one time I had came down to go visit him because he wanted to apologize and buy me dinner and do things like that. We were in a mall, parked in my car, my brand new ass car at the time, and he had asked, he was like, hey, let me drive. You look tired, let me drive. And I remember saying no approximately 10 times. And on the 11th time, he got out of the car from his passenger side and came over to my side like it was a damn Grand Theft Auto robbing, pulled me out of my car, sat in the seat and was like, I'm driving. And I was like, okay. And when he pulled out of the parking spot, we were parked next to two pillars. And bro, when he backed out, just scraped the whole side with the damn car. Scraped the whole side, it was a wreck. Bro, oh my God. Fuck my car up. Physically, I was numb when that happened. And then guess what, y'all? What did he say after? He was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I said sorry. Forgive me. Bro, I was like, okay, so you finna pay for my car. Bro, the next day, after that, I did not want to talk to him. I didn't want to associate myself with him, obviously. So I got his email and I was like, all right, we're only going to message through email because I don't want any other form of communication with you. Bro, he took that and he was like, all right. Bro went and left, moved states to get away from me. Bro moved back to Texas, his home state, and was like, he emailed me, he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay you back. I'm depressed. I'm gonna kill myself. Bro moved from Texas to Atlanta and told me when he moved to Atlanta that he was driving his car. And when he was driving, he literally purposely swerved into the lane next to him, crashed into an old lady's car, and completely demolished it. And you told me where did we left off? Oh yeah, so bro crashes into old lady's car trying to commit Sudoku. And it turns out everybody was fine. The old woman was okay. He was okay. Freaking fortunately. So then he moved from Atlanta back to Texas and then back to LA and then was calling and begging me for forgiveness. He kept going back and forth on like, oh, I'm gonna pay you. I'm not gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you. I'm not gonna pay you. Stupid bitch. And bro was just so psychotic in all of this. So he blamed not paying me on him being suicidal and depressed, but refused to go to therapy. I was like, bro, you should probably go to therapy. He's like, I don't believe in talking to people about my problems. I'm like, bro was psychotic. So after that, I didn't want to talk to him obviously, but then he started showing up to my house. He started showing up to my home where I live, my residence. He started showing, oh my God. So here's the kicker. He showed up to my fucking house To my knowledge, he only showed up to my house 3 times. The first time I wasn't at home. I was actually at school, and my brother had answered the door, and my brother was like, yeah, she's not here, but do not come back here. The second time, he had emailed me, but at this point in time, I had blocked his email, so it's not like I received it. He came to my door, knocked on it like he is just so welcomed at my home. When I answered the door, he had flowers. And he had cornrows. His hair was cornrowed. That was the only thing that changed about him. He was like,
gee, I'm really sorry about being crazy. Flowers? I apologize, so accept my...
I was like, I looked him dead into the eyes. I closed the door. I grabbed the flowers and I threw them down the stairs. I looked him dead in the eyes and I was like, Mr. Mans, if I looked him dead into the eyes, into his eyes. And I told him if he were to ever show up at my house again, he better pray to God the police get there before I get done fucking his ass up. Bro, he was so scared. I've never instilled fear like that into not a single person, not no man. But I felt powerful that day. And I told him to get the fuck off of my property before I call the police. And like I said, I was like, I'm gonna fuck your ass up before they get here. And I'm going to jail. Because your ass won't leave me alone. So then he left, and then he tried to come to my house a 3rd time. This time I was at school and he was like emailing me. Mind you, email blocked, and he's like texting and calling me from different numbers. He's like, hey, I'm gonna pick you up from school. Hey, I'm at your school. Hey, I'm picking you up from school. Oh, where are you? I'm in the parking lot at your school. I'm like, in the parking lot, ducking and weaving, trying to... Yo, he texted me. First of all, I don't know how he still had my number. Texting me talking about, hey, your obsession with me is really unhealthy, because I saw your TikToks and it's really unhealthy, and I'd really appreciate if you stop talking about me since I'm such a hot topic in your life again. He didn't think to leave me alone. Like, bro, you didn't think your unhealthy obsession of me was not productive, was toxic? You didn't have nothing else better to do. I was like, bro, I literally wouldn't have this story to tell if you just would have left my ass alone. So I'm back at it again. I'm doing it again. So yeah, he came to my school, and yeah, I'm ducking and weaving in the parking lot. So I managed to like avoid him, and I got on like the public bus and I went home, and he was obviously still texting me and calling me and apologizing and offering to take me out to eat and things like that. So yeah, that was
Story time about my psychotic best friend. So we're gonna call this girl Gia. So a little background information. This all happened whenever I was in 9th grade. I saw Gia sitting at this lunch table alone, and I invited her to come sit with my friends and I. And after talking to her, I found out that she was a new student and she didn't have any friends. So her and I started hanging out and we became really close. Like, she would come over my house 24/7. Well, my older sister was a grade above us, and she would act really weird around her. And by weird, I mean like she would always make fun of me in front of my sister, and weirdly enough try to cause problems between us. My sister didn't really like her. She thought that she was weird, but because she was my friend, she was being super nice to her. Well, like a month later, she started trying to become best friends with my sister. Like any conversation she would have, I would be like, oh, do you want to come over? She would be like, no, sorry, I'm hanging out with your sister today. And I would go home and I would be like, hey, are you hanging out with Gia today? And my sister would be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like for part 2. Part 2 about my psychotic best friend. So like I said, my sister was like, no, what are you talking about? So at this point, I'm thinking, oh, this girl's really weird. But it gets even worse. She comes over my house one day to hang out with me and goes in my sister's room the whole time. My sister dyed her hair black, so what does she do? She dyes her hair black too. The obsession was like really fucking weird. Anyway, so the one night that Gia's over, yes, I still had her over after this because I didn't think it was really weird at the time. My sister had her boyfriend over, and they were in the living room watching a movie, and the whole time Gia is begging me to go in the living room and watch the movie with them. So I'm like, fine, whatever, we'll do that. We go into the living room, we all sit on the couch, and my couch is kind of small, so like we all had to squish. So she sits her ass right next to my sister's boyfriend. Well, my sister's boyfriend got up and started freaking the fuck out. Well, turns out that Gia was trying to touch him under the blanket. So I told her to leave. Next day I got a whole paragraph of her saying that she just wanted to be like my sister because she never had an older sister.